Tippy time, my damies, Top Cat here, and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you about the Arc Strider, its limitations and its strengths. The Arc Strider has some of the best build crafting potential, but tends to feel a little short when it comes time for GMs, as melee based classes don't tend to be hugely popular inside of this, as it is quite dangerous to get that close when you're 30 light under level. But this doesn't mean that it can't be very powerful in all of the 1580 and below encounters, or your dungeons, raids. This Assassin's Cowl build has always been one of my favorites, and I use it quite often when soloing dungeons and the likes. It can inflict massive amounts of damage up close and with the stealth of any Void Walker, and I would even argue it's even safer than that because the proccing capabilities are endless. The Way of the Warrior probably has one of the best perk combinations of any class. Using the dodge for melee, we use combination blow. Killing an enemy will give us health regen, and dodge, and our combat flow, melee charges, recharge our dodge. So you just pass these back and forwards. Get a dodge, get a melee, get a melee, get a dodge, get a dodge, get a melee, get a melee, get a dodge. Use this with Deadly Reach. You can have Synthocep style range for this. It is truly effortless and easy and an awful lot of fun getting up in their faces and just punching people. This beautiful dance you do with your enemies, it's just so much fun. Like, I'm right up in their grills. I just go around, get a punch. It's going to give them a dodge back. There we go. Now I got another melee available to me. And you can just time this when you need to do it, you know. And with the help of the Assassin's Cowl exotic helmet, the finishes will also do the same treatment, turning you invisible, making this dance that much safer. The Assassin's Cowl has a perk called Vanishing Execution. Powered melee final blows grant invisibility and restore a portion of health and shields. Finishes and final blows against more powerful targets increase the duration of the invisibility and the amount of health and shields restored. This will grant our Arc Hunter a very tactical level of stealth that allows us to pick and choose what needs to die and when. And thankfully, because the tree is so strong, you bang on this exotic, most of your work is already done. So for our build, we only have to add a couple of things to make this build truly shine. On our helmet, we are running Psionic Forging, Rocket Launcher Ammo Finder, and Supercharge mod. The Psionic Forging mod is going to help us with our glaive and just give it slightly better stunning capabilities to dislodge them from attacking you at quite such a ferocious rate. The Supercharge mod, however, is going to allow us to get another 2 stacks of charge with light, totaling up at 4, and this will help with our Argent Ordnance down the line. On our gauntlets, we're running Well of Irons. Picking up an Arc Elemental Well will allow our next Arc Melee to do increased damage. This is very, very good. We're of course pairing this with our Champ modified mods. You can change these at will. I generally keep the Unstoppable Glaive on, but whether I'm using Monte Carlo, Australia Striga, or Dead Man's Tail, those are my primary exotic choices for this build. I like running the Enigma with this build, as it does very much feel like a melee based build and very nice in close combat, and the glaive does that. Sometimes when I'm running say a 100k Nightfall or something, I might swap out for the Hunter glaive, the arc based one, but generally I'm going to be running the Enigma. One great thing about this arc melee, for the initial melee before you got the combination flow going, you're quite often going to have to punch an Acolyte twice to get it to kill, but luckily this doesn't actually rob your melee charge, so you can just do 2 punches in the face and it will start the chain going. On our chest piece, we are going to be running Argent Ordnance. While charged with light, readying or firing a rocket launcher grants increases to damage and reload speed. This won't rob an Argent if you miss the target, but you should always be hitting your targets, of course. Ammo Finder and Concussive Dampener. Being that you're invisible an awful lot of the time, there's going to be things chucking grenades and fire at you, so I found the Concussive Dampener was the best modify for your armor here. The Argent Ordnance works well with the Palmyra B, particularly being that it has auto loading, and it's just great for that back pocket damage if you ever get in too deep or want to kill something from afar, much like the knights that you see in this encounter here. So I just go around punching everything, getting myself safe, waiting for the knight to be in line, and then unleashing a rocket on his face. Our legs are stacked with seasonal mods, melee well maker. This will give us our arc well upon a melee kill, of which we are doing an awful lot of. And then we've got double seasonal scabs for rocket launcher and our glaive, so we shouldn't really run out of ammo, and we're not tending to use a lot of it anyway. If you do have artifice armor, there is space here for another mod if you so wish. On our class item, we're running elemental charge. This will help keep our argent ordnance always stacked up at 4. Suppressing glaive, this is just great for just stopping those bigger targets from attacking you, so you can often get the finisher off nice and safely. And double bomber, not that this is completely necessary, but every now and again I am going to bang some grenades down if I miss a melee or something of the likes. This is a build that I always keep on my hunter. It's great for many things, much like the pit. I always run it in the pit, certain parts of prophecy, the grasp of avarice, certain raid encounters, not the boss DPS ones of course, but those kind of in-between ones, much like phases 1 and 3 of Vow of the Disciple. Lethal Current is going to make our super that little bit stronger by dodging, then it gives the aftermath effect. This is great when tackling captains and knights, both of which have arc shields. It very much comes in handy in these encounters. Anyway, my damies, that is the build for today. Hopefully you can see some utility in it. I love this thing, always keep it on me, and I cannot wait for Arc 3.0 to even make this stronger again. As always, tippy tie my damies, what a tie. He's the most tip top.